Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you are all doing well and enjoying your day so far. And another day of Call of Duty, another load of drama to discuss here on the channel. The big series of the day, FaZe versus Los Angeles Thieves. Would LA Thieves be able to bounce back effectively from their defeat to the Royal Ravens yesterday? And would FaZe be able to extend their advantage to 11-0? That is certainly what they did, but many storylines coming out as a result of this series. Honestly, some pretty entertaining stuff. Intrigued to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Like if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you are new as always, I'd greatly appreciate it. It really helps out the channel. Thank you very much indeed for doing that. Let's get into things then. So the first series of the day in London versus the New York Subliners. Always an interesting series to see. And this one was really close, to be honest. This game number one, very similar, and honestly, it kind of echoed the series we had yesterday, the map number one, checkmate hardpoint, Thieves versus the Royal Ravens, when Thieves managed to clutch up right at the very end. Could have gone either way, but as Subliners held a nice couple of holds early on, and Subliners do end up getting the job done. As team goes 33-30. But keep your eyes on PaulX right here. He had a crazy moment in the middle of the plane where he got a two-piece, which looked impossible, and he was on absolutely something else this series. We go into the game too. First of all, this right, Asim comes up behind Zed here in the trades and gets completely turned on. Asim tries to punch him in the back, but for some reason, doesn't get the kill, and then Zed turns around and shot punches him, so pretty incredible stuff. Obviously, you've got to win those, but you expect the game to give you the punch right at that point, but yeah, doesn't get the punch, of course. Zed absolutely world stars him, and then London end up going up 5-1. This is how it goes. Priestahh on these Express Search and Destroys. We saw it way back in the day with the Full Sail Complexity versus OpTic back in 2013 at the Full Sail Spring Invitational, where they complete the 5-0 comeback. There's plenty of videos about that out there, and I made one on the channel actually called The Greatest Choke in Call of Duty History. Maybe I'll leave that link to the end of the video if you guys would like to check that out, of when it did happen before. But PaulX absolutely goes off. He's on a 7 streak, just completely dominating everyone. Ends up on a 9 streak, I believe. I think at one point he's 10-1, and London move up 5-1. You think they're going to close it out. But New York have this never say die attitude that's so impressive about this team. Anytime they're down in a series or down in a map, you really cannot count them out. They go up 5-1 here to London, but New York managed to bring it back. It goes all the way down. Priestahh gets incredibly hyped right here. He's talking about the choke. You can see him right here, getting absolutely hyped. Talking trash on the London guys. For good reason, man. This is a choke you cannot afford to happen. But oh well, Priestahh's done it before. I'm sure it was never in doubt for him they were going to be able to bring this one back. And as you can see, this is brutal for London. Up 5-1 in the map. PaulX is going off. And really, he got no help the last few rounds. And well, New York closes out 6-5. For the first really crazy comeback we've seen so far this season, of course, it's on Express where it happens. Very intense map. And as I say, a trademark Express breakdown. But PaulX absolutely going off right now, and then the control was just out of control. I mean, if Brian says a catastrophic breakdown, which indeed it was, and Priestahh right here, well, pretty happy with himself. You can actually see, I guess, it's the full screen of where he's talking about the choke, the classic Priestahh stuff. You got to respect the passion. Then we go into the control though, and this looked like, okay, Subliners might be able to close this one out, but PaulX certainly had other ideas. He drops 41 kills. I believe it's second place to Priestahh, who dropped 43 in control, but 41 kills in control, almost 8,000 damage on the map. This guy was single-handedly doing everything for the Royal Ravens, and wins them an offense when it mattered. They actually lose an offense as well, or they lose one of their defenses, and Subliners win an impressive offense right here. And honestly, over time, I gotta say, even though checkmate control isn't great, you are seeing some more offensive wins. So to be fair, over time, you're starting to see, I believe, checkmate be a little bit more entertaining watch for control. So it's not absolutely the end of the world, I think. Garrison is still pretty tragic, and for Search and Destroy, checkmate is still pretty tragic. We'll probably talk about that tomorrow, but PaulX absolutely goes off. Go into the game 4 though, and as you can see on the scoreboard, a 1.64, 41 in 25. I mean, well, that is enough to get the job done. Zed has a great map as well. Then the game 4 on the Moscow, if it actually wants to load in the end, they end up losing this to the Subliners. Very much a back and forth affair. It felt like if PaulX actually he had a pretty slow map here, if he has a slightly better performance in map 4, maybe they get over the line, because it felt like they needed him. And London almost closed out in the end, but it doesn't happen. Subliners win 3-1. Ravens certainly much improved, but yeah, Subliners looked pretty solid when it mattered. Overall series very consistent from the guys on the Subliners, and yeah, PaulX with a phenomenal series up until that very final map isn't quite enough to get London over the line. So both teams looking pretty good. Honestly, I think a series that could have gone either way, and excited to see how these guys do going forwards. Subliners, bounce back to some of the trash talk. Always entertaining to see these team organizations do this. Guess we know what the L in London stands for. Pretty entertaining video right here where everything disappears and the L remains. And they bounce back a little bit on Twitter, back and forth as well. But this was the next series of the day. FaZe versus Los Angeles Thieves. Coming into into the season, I would have told you this had been a pretty good matchup, but coming in, I'm pretty sure most of us thought this was going to be a hot 3-0, as it ended up being, but many other storylines coming out as a result of this. So Simp was obviously pretty excited. They're going into game 1 at Garrison Hardpoint. They start off so strong early on, and as Miles says right here, someone is always going to lag out. Just the other day, we had aBeZy got scanner repair with, this is this game glitch on the PCs where for some reason the game crashes for whatever reason, and you just lag out of the game. Now, FaZe were up, like, I'm pretty sure first map they were up 115 to something like 40, and they had no rotations, maybe like it was looking so good for FaZe, and then Cellium lags out of the game, and well, they have to do a full replay. And then, guess what? It happens again. This was the tweet from the 21st of March. aBeZy says scanner repair, like, what's going on here? A bit of a shambolic situation for Cold War and the game in general. $300 million league people always talk about. I mean, this is something that really we've got to fix as soon as we possibly can. It's been in the game since launch. I mean, yeah, you just feel it coming on where it's going to happen game 5, round 11 at Champs. Someone's going to lag out of the game due to scanner repair. I mean, honestly, like, I could already see what the thumbnail's going to be looking like for that one. But yes, it happens again. Scanner repair, thumbs up, says Crone. And aBeZy says it as well, 2 scanner repairs. So they restart the map again. FaZe go up massively again, like 90 to, I think it was like 90 to 2 at one point. And then Thieves started bringing it back, and Cellium lags out again. So they take a massive technical pause to try and get him back in the lobby so everything's going to be okay and he doesn't lag out for the rest of the series. Thankfully, he does not. And well, then they go into the hardpoint again, and they end up winning it. So it's decided to point out right here, disconnected again, FaZe leading by over 90 points this time. So yeah, both map 1 and map 2, they had a massive lead. Like, both of the breakups were so good for FaZe. I don't understand how this team is so good, right? It's not like they're just winning at one map. They're winning effectively like 2 maps they played here over the course of it. And well, as you can see, this was maybe the first map they played, 108 to 36, or maybe the second one, and it's, Cellium lags out of the game, but they do play it again, as Crone says, just play 3v4 next time. I'm trying to see something if you guys can actually pull this off, and then they win the first map anyway, 250 to 155. So unbelievable amounts of consistency really from the FaZe guys, and if you count up all the scoreboards across the series, it was actually 455 to 215, so they got like 450 points in a hard point, and yeah, honestly, Thieves never looked close, never looked like it was in doubt for the FaZe guys, just so good in respawn and in search and destroy. What are you meant to do against this team right now? And the problem is, once you lose map 1, you then have to face them in search, right? They're record 12-2 in search. I mean, look at this, like every single stats metric right here, they're completely dominating, and well, they do it once again. As EasyMax says, these were actually the scoreboards: 110 to 46 scanner repair, 95 to 14 with streaks, scanner repair unlucky, but well, great composure from FaZe. They get the job done regardless. And then the search and destroy, they win it as well, right? And this was a raid search and destroy where Thieves haven't really been too good regardless. Simp has had some great moments on this map, but right here he goes 3-6. Simp did absolutely nothing this series and still absolutely dominated, right? It's so amazing to see the fact that Simp could just have like pretty much a nonchalant series, do what he wants, and I think he went like 40 and 41 over the course of the series, and the rest of his teammates are just absolutely going off on the main stage. I'm pretty sure this was the first time he'd gone negative in a search and destroy this entire season, but of course they still win in a relatively comfortable 6-3 passion. I believe they either had 5 rounds in a row or something to close it out. Then we go into the control, and pretty boisterous, I think, of Los Angeles Thieves after getting bodied on this map yesterday by the Royal Ravens to actually play it up against Atlanta FaZe right here. And I mean, as you can see, this is how it ended. It did not go pretty. The first round was actually pretty close, but it really felt like Thieves had just completely lost the plot towards the end. Venom kind of turns on Simp right here, but effectively they're just having a bit of fun. We saw this right at the end of the grand finals, actually, when it was Crimsix left alive, and they tried to assassinate him, and they managed to do that here to Venom. I mean, the life count is like 7 to 17 or something. You can see Slasher is up and left his chair, like Slasher clearly wasn't happy. He's dipped. He needs to go for a walk to calm himself down, because this was, well, pretty embarrassing, to be honest. The FaZe guys are running around just taking the mick, effectively. They end up assassinating Venom right here, aBeZy does, and, just punches him in the face. I mean, honestly, just incredible what these FaZe guys are capable of right now. Like, they completely dominate the series, and then they just make fun of their opponents. I mean, unbelievable stuff. Now, you look at, obviously, from the Thieves side, this is a team that's just formed. They're playing the best team in the game. Did you really expect too much more? But at the same time, like, look, at the end of the day, if this team isn't competing with FaZe yet, are they ever going to be able to do so? I guess there is a question there. Who's ever competing with FaZe, right? There is a big question mark about that right now. They're now 11-0 in series count so far this season, and Thieves clearly could not get anywhere close to them. Dominated in all 3 maps. It really was never in doubt. And we haven't seen a team this dominant in Call of Duty for quite a while now. And yeah, what do you think about the Los Angeles Thieves guys? Like, yes, they have this new player in the lineup, but this is obviously not the result you wanted. You'd think at least, okay, try and take a map here, guys. But instead, FaZe just running circles around you and completely bowling you over. And Chrome tweets this out as well along a similar vein, UFC 260. And well, this is what Simp comes out then as well. GG's to LA Thieves 1-3-0. Love when the squad plays some league play, just talking absolute trash to the guys saying, okay, they didn't even put up a fight, just hopping into league play, just demolishing these guys and the Thieves. I mean, the trash talk, incredible stuff. Now 11-0, Simp corrects himself too in the Pro League. These were the KDs over the series. Only Scanner a Bear can stop Atlanta FaZe. I mean, you don't see this type of stuff every day. And well, a clean sweep for FaZe 1.52, 1.68, 1.53. And yeah, the guys on the Thieves couldn't get anywhere close, understandably so. TJ were less than 6,000 damage in a series. That is pretty rough to see. Arcitys also poked a bit of fun at Thieves in the interview as well, kind of saying how, you know, he is too boring, eventually winning hardpoints 450 to 100. And well, clearly they are the best team in the game right now. And well, this as well I thought was pretty entertaining. Simp tweets out his Arcitys hoodie drop that he just had. And yeah, talking about the whole nameless mind-blowing thing once again. Comms video gonna be nice. As COD League say, after review, we're passing on those control comms. So certainly there was some entertaining stuff going on behind the scenes. I wonder if they will ever release it to the public. But that'll certainly be an entertaining one to watch, I'm sure, because the comms from the FaZe side during that must have been out of control. And the final series of the day has literally just concluded as of me recording this video. Toronto win the game 1 here up against Los Angeles Guerrillas. A series that certainly has some implications, but not as bigger implications. I mean, we just looked at that Thieves loss. That relegates them to 1-3. Pretty much now they can't get into the winners bracket. That is a major deal when we look at the major in just a few weeks' time here. Then in the Search and Destroy, LAG bounce back on Express. I do, once again, I love seeing Express plays. Silly using this Iron Sight QBC. I'm not really sure I'm a particular fan of it, but it seems to work out for the guys. 6-2 they win right here on Express. Then we go to the control and LAG dominate this control. Checkmate control seems to be a pretty good map for them right now. And yeah, inside us a decent one, but yeah, Silly 22-11. Great map from him to close out the job. And then though, it was Raid. And this is where finally it seems like some actual clutch factor is coming in. Not sure why I've got the game 5 up already. This was the Raid. 250 to 230. And Toronto have typically been this team so far this season that chokes every big moment. They get to a clutch situation, they throw it away. This time they actually bring a pretty nice comeback back against LAG, and they string together a nice couple of rotations from P5 to P1 and close out the game 250 to 230. And then the game 5, which I just already spoiled for you guys, 10-1 from Insight. I mean, incredible stuff to be honest. Raid, Search and Destroy once again. Game 5 has not really been where Toronto had flourished, even though I'm pretty sure they did beat Minnesota Rokkr at the stage 1 major in a game 5, like 6-1 or something on Miami. And against a team with like LAG, who pretty good in Search and Destroy, they are honestly got kind of bodied here. Insight doesn't even let them have a chance. He calls in streaks towards the end. 10-1 Search and Destroy from him. And yeah, great series from Insight, of course, on the whole, and gets the job done in the end of the Search and Destroy. Toronto get the job done. And yeah, questions certainly going to be raised here about LAG. Surely a change has to be imminent, especially going into stage 3, if this team wants to turn it around and try and win the World Championship like they did in the last 4v4 title, at least Silly, Assault and aBeZy did on Evil Geniuses back in the day, if you guys have been around that long. Enjoy to take your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, I'd greatly appreciate a like on the video. It really helps out the YouTube algorithm to know you enjoyed this content. Other people like you may enjoy this content as well. And I've grown the competitive Call of Duty community. Thank you for watching as always. Take care. And I will see you next time.